Your heart is pounding. You've just had a tense, maybe even frightening encounter with a police officer, and you feel like your rights were violated. Now you're left angry, confused, and feeling powerless. What do? I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step legal guide to officially report police misconduct and make sure your voice gets heard. This is your playbook for taking back control. Let's jump in, because the clock is already ticking. The first 24 hours. Your evidence blueprint. What you do in the first 24 hours is the most critical part of your case. Your memory is sharp, and the evidence is still fresh. So before you do anything else, you need to document everything. As soon as you can, grab a pen or open a note on your phone and write down exactly what happened. Be incredibly specific. What was the date and time? Where were you? What led to the encounter in the first place? Write down every single thing the officer said and everything you said. No detail is too small. Next, who was the officer? If you got a name or badge number, perfect. If not, write down a detailed physical description. What did they look like? Patrol car number. What department were they with? Then, witnesses. Did anyone see what happened? If you got their contact info, fantastic. If not, write down a description of who they were. They could be a game changer for your case. Finally, gather your evidence. If you have any photos or videos of the incident or your injuries, save them somewhere safe immediately. And if you were injured, I don't care how minor it seems, you need to see a doctor. This creates an official medical record, which is one of the most powerful pieces of evidence you can possibly have. Filing your official complaint. With your evidence organized, it's time to file an official complaint. You have a few main options, and it's usually smart to use more than one. First, you can go to the police department's Internal Affairs Division. This is the unit inside the department that investigates its own officers. Most departments let you file a complaint online, over the phone, or in person. No matter how you file it, always get a copy for your records. Second, see if your city has a civilian complaint review board or a similar oversight agency. These groups are independent of the police department, and they exist to provide an impartial investigation. A lot of people feel their process is more transparent. Third, for very serious violations of your constitutional rights, you can file a complaint with federal agencies. The U.S. Department of Justice has a civil rights division that investigates patterns of misconduct and can take powerful legal action against police departments. You can file a report right on their website. Before we get into what happens next, if you have questions about any of this, drop them in the comments. Your question could help someone else going through the same thing. And if this guide is helping you, please hit that subscribe button. Section 3. What to expect after you file. After you file your complaint, you should get a confirmation with a case number. Hold on to that number. It's how you'll track your case. The agency will then start an investigation, which might involve interviewing you, the officer, and any witnesses. They'll also look at evidence like body cam footage and police reports. Now, it's important to be realistic. These investigations can take a long time, and the results vary. It could lead to discipline for the officer, a simple note in their file, or a finding that your complaint was unsubstantiated. But no matter the outcome, you've created an official record of what happened, and that is a victory in itself. When a complaint isn't enough, taking legal action. What if the misconduct was severe? What if you were seriously injured, falsely arrested, or had your constitutional rights completely ignored? This is when you go beyond a complaint and think about filing a civil lawsuit. And for this, you are not doing it yourself. You need to talk to a lawyer who specializes in civil rights or police misconduct. They will be able to tell you how strong your case is and guide you through the legal maze. You also have to act fast. There are strict deadlines for filing these lawsuits, called the statute of limitations. If you miss that window, you can lose your right to sue forever. The most common way to do this is with a federal law called Section 1983. It allows you to sue government officials, including police, for violating your constitutional rights. This could be for excessive force, which violates the Fourth Amendment, or for things like malicious prosecution. If you win, you could get money to cover medical bills, lost income, and emotional distress. Just know that these lawsuits are tough. There's a legal doctrine called qualified immunity that often protects officers from being sued, making it incredibly difficult to win. This is why having a skilled lawyer isn't just a good idea, it's essential. All right, let's bring it all together. First, document everything the second you can. Second, file official complaints with internal affairs, civilian review boards, and even the Department of Justice if needed. Third, understand how the investigation works and be patient. And fourth, if your rights were seriously violated, find a civil rights attorney to explore a lawsuit. Taking on a police department can feel like you're fighting an impossible battle, but you're not. By following these steps, you're not just a victim. You become an advocate for accountability. You're using the power of the law to make sure your story is heard and to help build a better, more just system for everyone. Your voice matters. Don't ever let it be silenced.